The buggy evisceration Lunatic Fallen Warlock got patched and deleted. You can no longer clear a tower or pit 150 with it. But there is still the speed farm version of Lunatic Fallen that still works and is almost the same setup than the buggy eviscerate Fallen Lunatic build. All you have to change are your damage over time affixes to physical damage affixes, and you change your rampage to healthy rampage variant. You can also check out my char planner for the different versions. And with the change to Gutslayer's Crown, you can constantly pull enemies together to defeat them quicker. And the best is you can now also farm general content like Undercity and Nightmare dungeons, because this version can also defeat normal monsters pretty easily. You can still clear every content in the game. I will show you the general build setup, gear and skills. If you liked the video so far, please leave a like and a sub, and also comment how you feel about the new Warlock after the patch. In my opinion, the Warlock is too weak, and on top of that, the class feels super clunky and a visual disaster with the many red and purple looking skills. So many skills to ramp up your damage, while other classes like Barb or Sword just zoom around through the map. So please share your experience with the Warlock so far. So with the evisceration Warlock nerfed, we will go back to the normal Lunatic Warlock, and I want to give you my kind of final update on this build and how you're going to progress with this char, how you're going to deal with it, and also the kind of general build overview. So first of all, how you're going to build this char? Well, there are some key points that you need to take. First of all, you need to take maximum resource on all of your gear you have. So currently I have 287 Wrath, but I could take even more with like better talismans or something, where I will just get more max resource if I would have like a GR resource. And you want to take it because the more max resource you have, the more damage you will deal with demonology skill. So as you can see, I got it on my amulet, on my helmet, on my chest piece, and also on my talismans, and I also got it on my Paragon board with the increase to rare maximum wrath. So these are some sources of max resource you can get. The next of your charms are also pretty important. So we're going to play with the Horizon Chains. So we're going to get all of our soul shard demons, and we're going to deal more damage after we cast and soul shard demons. So we're going to get 200% plus. So always make sure to cast your Endgame every 10 seconds to get more damage for your command Fallen. In addition, if you got a mythic seal, you can get also the 2-piece bonus of the nameless set. You will get the sigil bonus damage. You will deal additional 200% after you completed your ritual, but you need that mythic seal. Currently, I didn't even find one, and I am playing with the Gutslayer's Crown because I'm using this as a speed farm setup, and with that you can just pull your enemies together. How can you do that? So thanks for Tortured Wretch, because it is a creator demon, and our aspect of fiendish oppression demon, summoning a creator demon knocks down enemies around it for 5 seconds. That means we're gonna pull the enemies together every time we're gonna use our Tortured Wretch or after we casted our rampage. But Tortured Wretch is perfect, so you can just pull the enemies together where you want, when you want. So that's also pretty important. So every time you want to pull the enemies together to kill them, just cast your Tortured Wretch. If you want to go for a push setup, you can also go for Dirge of Odium, or you can also go for Seed of Horizon if you don't have the mythic seal, but ultimately you want to get your mythic seal. So speaking of, the next important thing is your Seed of Horizon. You want to have a Seed of Horizon with a pretty high amount of your unique effect, and as I said, in addition with max resource, as this will scale your damage. And in addition, you also want to have the Pain Gorgers. Although the bug is fixed, it is still good, and you will just multiply your damage with all of the soul shard and the normal demons that will get your bonus damage for your Pain Gorger's Gauntlet. Another big part is also getting max life on all of your gear, because with your metamorphosis you will get more damage the more max life you have. You will get 1% more damage for each 1000 max life. You want to have it as a greater fix and as a crit on your weapon, on your pants, on your chest, on your helmet, on your amulet, basically everywhere you can get your max life. You want to have it as kind of J and sometimes as a crit. And you also want to take as much attack speed as you can. I got attack speed as a temper on my weapon. I also got a transfiguration, which means 40% attack speed. I got attack speed from the moonrise. The attack speed would also be nice. Also in the second ring, also get attack speed on your gloves, and then you can get around to 100% attack speed. If you want, you can also play a crit version of it, but then you need to have double crit chance on your rings. You need to have crit chance on your weapon and also crit chance on your gauntlets. In addition, for our rune words, we're gonna use the Zero, so we're gonna make our enemies vulnerable, so we're gonna get an additional plus damage. So that is our kind of build overview or core setup, how we're gonna do damage and how our build works. Now we're gonna go to the skills, which skills you should take and how they interact with each other. Well, our main meta skill is the metamorphosis. With that, we're gonna transform into another form, getting more life, getting more damage based on our life, as I said, and also introduce our dominance cost. And then we gonna cast our Command Fallen as our main damage spell. But as I said, we want to command the Angren to get the plus damage of 200%. And if you have the mythic seal and the set with the sigils, you also want to cast Sigil of Summons regularly to get more damage, and then also cast Torture Dredge for even more damage and also some damage reduction, and then cast spam your Command Fallen. The only problem is that it kind of needs to ramp up the damage. And for mobility skill, you can use your Rampage to get faster through your packs, or you can also cast evade and then dash through the packs with your Lunatic. So for our uniques in general, as I said, the Cage of Madness, try to get a maximum value. You can get this if you're gonna go to your Heraldry Cube and get a better unique effect, because for that build your unique effects are really important. So go to your Heraldry Cube and then put your item in it, and then get the unique power reroll. Mine's transfigured, so I cannot change it, but get a unique power reroll and try to get a maximum value. That is extremely important. And also try to get a Cage of Madness with max resource as a GA and then also the crit. This is extremely important to get more damage. Also get max life and willpower. These are your two most important stats. As I said, Pain Gorger's Gauntlet are a really nice build enabling gloves for this. This will like echo your damage around, and there you want to always get a willpower, max life, your physical damage multiplier or any damage multiplier like vulnerable physical damage multiplier, and as your temper get the monology damage bonus. So also the other unique is the Seed of Horizon, also get max resource, and then all damage multi, physical damage multi, vulnerable damage multi, max life and willpower are all really good stats. I won't go for crit strike damage and crit strike chance, because as I said, with crit strike chance you need to get a completely new part of the build. You need to get other stats. So now for our specs, we have the aspect of Fiendish Oppression. As I said, we need this for our Gutslayer's Crown to work. You can also kind of get this with some regular stuns, but this is kind of, at least for me, the best option because I can control the pull for myself, and then also get your aspect of family strength on your pants to get more damage reduction. Although most of the Warlock builds are kind of struggling with defense, the defense on the Lunatic Fall is kind of nice, even though we are not onto the resolve stacking party that every other class can abuse this season. And also for your boots, take the malevolence aspect, we're gonna get more overpower stacks. More overpower stacks means also more damage in general, because we're gonna constantly be at our max wrath. Then for our two-handed aspect, get the help command aspect, so we're gonna get more damage up to 140%. For our two-ring aspect, get the crushing aspect as also the moonrise aspect, so we're gonna deal more damage and we attack faster. For your stat priorities, as I said, max resource is your first priority, then attack speed, then max life, then willpower, and then things like physical damage multi, vulnerable damage multi. Don't go for crit strike multi if you didn't invest in crit strike chance, because we don't get easy crit chance along the way because we are not using Care of Petition. Also get your attack speed as your temper and as a transfiguration. If you have a little bit like this, can be really good. And also get your resistance where you can get it, and also get plus command fallen skills. You can also get this on your amulet. Gems, get your diamonds in the jewelry and your willpower in your main armors types, and then get a skull in your weapon. Get Ignicy and Nagoprit on your rune words. Before skill tree, we're gonna max out our command fallen, and you have two scenarios if you want to push. Go for lifetime damage, but if you're using it as a speed farm option like me, go for dominance, so we have access to our rampage all the time. And then also go for damage per demon. The command fallen deals more damage, and also mega lunatic, so we're gonna spawn a mega lunatic that will split into 3 lunatic that will deal more damage. For our defensive skills, get 2 points in the dark prison, get the chain aura, so it will cast around us. As I said, this will get cast by our Brit rune, then get fortified, so we're gonna get fortified, and also get weakened, so we're gonna weaken the enemy. Also 15 points into your tortured wretch, get your punching back, so it will absorb 30% of your max life. That is also a giga tank for us, and it will also fortify us, and then also go for cost reduction. The tortured wretch costs less, and also duration. Enemies and demons killed close to the torture wretch extended duration by 0.5 seconds. Next up, rampage. I got only 1 point to it because it's only a mobility skill. Get your kill streak damage. You can also get like lesser demon wrath, but yeah, it's not that worth it. Get your elite hit chance, and then also the demonic smash, so you can come between the packs with your rampage. Then for your sigil skills, get max strength into Sigil of Summons, the Summon Hellworm, and also the Stronger Summons. So it requires 25% more kills per summon, but our Sigil of Summons deals more damage. So enemies gonna take more damage in it. And last but not least, we have the Metamorphosis as the damage scaling, so we're gonna get more damage the more max life we invest. So this build dominance, so it reduces our dominance costs, and also destructive demon, as I said. So we're gonna hit. So then for a Paragon board, you want to start with the eco carapace, so you will get more armor. If you're feeling tanky enough, you can switch things up with like Empowered or Vanguard. Then for a first board, get Dominion. So after we're spending dominance to summon our demons, we're gonna get more damage. Get your Eliminator on your first slot. Then for your next board, get the Demonologist as also the Fathomless. And then for your second last spot, you can get demonic speakerless as also your death aura. We're going to use the death aura to get more maximum wrath, get more damage. And for your last spot, get the creator hex. So we're going to deal more damage after we are applying hex vulnerable or weakened enemies. And also Eldritch Sight, we're going to deal more damage against vulnerable targets. After that, try to look out for your max life nodes. So you will get more of your defense, and also more max life means more damage. Get all the max life nodes, after that some armor nodes, and then max out your Paragon. So for the soul shard I got the Legion shard with the sacrificial fragment, and for your mercenaries get the right here with your all res, and also reinforcement for your alt skin. So I hope I could show you a pretty cool final build kit update of the Warlock. Still, Warlock kind of feels really underwhelming for me. I had a lot of fun, but I will move on to the next class, to the Druid. Also, please your opinions of the Warlock in comments down below. And if you like this video, please leave a like and a sub. I appreciate it a lot. And follow me on Twitch on my channel. Until the next video. Bye.